Hey everybody, welcome back to Champion Sons and our NCAA football series with the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And we have got the start to season number 3. In today's episode, we will be facing off against the Nebraska Cornhuskers in Dallas. But that will be starting here in just a little bit. But first, we have got to get to our recruiting. We've got to get this started, get it going, get some points settled out, and probably even look at doing some additional scouting on some guys. So Jeremy Small is a defensive tackle, 70 overall. We do have a slim lead for him, so we're going to add 150 points. I don't want to put too much on a guy that we already have the lead on. Same thing with Rob Williams. I only add 50 to him because he's a 63 overall. So is getting him a deal buster? No, I definitely don't think so. And we'll kind of see that as we have some of these lower rated guys that we do have the lead in recruiting on, and even some that we are kind of trailing behind some other schools. You know, if he's not that highly rated, if he doesn't have that high of an overall, and through scouting, I don't see much improvement. I'm not really going to apply a whole lot of points to him. You know, just not going to do it. You know, then you will have guys like Marcus Burrell here. We have a lead on him. He's a 3-star defensive back, a position that we definitely need, 73 overall. So we go through, put 150 points to him. We had a good lead. Let's go ahead and start kind of building that up. Perry Scott, he's a guard, 77 overall, could be a big help to our offensive line. We're trailing by 280 to Clemson. And just behind UCLA. So we add 300 points to kind of make up that difference. I want us to start kind of, either separating ourselves out or at least getting closer to being at the top for some of these higher rated guys like Eric Campbell, our defensive back Pierre Smith. We're trailing to Oklahoma State by 160, so let's add 200. Let's really start pushing the recruiting on a lot of these higher rated guys to get, a more positive, potentially even better class than what we had in the last year that came in to start this season for us. John Roberson is a 72 overall tackle right now. We do add 200 points to him. James Leonard, we're trailing TCU by 265, but he's a 70 overall, so we're definitely going to be checking out the scouting to see where he kind of grows from there. But I want us to be in a solid position to take the lead on a lot of these bigger guys, a lot of these higher rated overalls. So that's kind of the first thing that we're doing. Sampson, we were only trailing by 80, but if you notice, we added basically 300 recruiting points to him, trailing by 80. I really wanted to overshoot and kind of try to do everything we can to ensure that we get Sampson as a right now 75 overall tackle. Wide receivers, they're kind of a dime a dozen, but we definitely do need them. We have a good number of them, and especially if we get someone that's a 67 overall, maybe redshirt them, see what we can do there. Now, some of our athletes. Andrew Bryant, he is a 5-star athlete. We were number 4 on his board. So we do add in 500 recruiting points. I really want one for him to know that we're trying to get him to join our team. But I think a lot of these guys that we're trailing on, like Al Hunter, we're trailing by 390. So even if we add 400 to make up the difference, I really want these guys to know that when we're serious about recruiting them, we're going to put in the time, we're going to put in the effort, but we're also going to have to perform on the field. Okay. And that was one of the things as far as starting out the season and getting the schedule going, facing off against here the Nebraska Cornhuskers. They're a top 15 team. So we're going to take them on in week 1, Tennessee in week 2, then the hated Longhorns in week 3. So that's kind of what we did with a lot of our guys. You see some of them that are rated in the 50s. I didn't even worry about putting points to them. Some of the people that I know can really help out our team. I went on ahead and made sure to add, enough recruiting points to either give us a lead or to really kind of separate ourselves out from the rest of the pack. So that's really what we're doing. Running backs, I think we could probably get at least 2 of these running backs out. If we can get 2 of them, I figure maybe have at least one red shirt you take that with our other guys that we're going to be bringing in out of red shirt and some of the younger talent that we still have on the team. Well, we should have a pretty good running back core over the next about 3 to 4 seasons. So we'll kind of see how things work out for us in that realm as we kind of go along. But it is definitely something that we can build upon. Now, Corey Dennis, middle linebacker, 63 overall. But see, he's a 3-star. I think, like I said, we're going to have to check scouting on all these guys. But we're definitely going to look to, try to build up and build depth in some of these places. A 63 overall is not going to just jump ship immediately if he doesn't play. So we'll kind of see what happens. Ooh, look at that. Jeremy Smalls, now a 73 overall. We do have the lead on him, so I'm pretty solid with those points. I want to make sure we get the rest of these guys scouted out to kind of see where they do stand. Marcus Burrell, he's right now at a 73. He's going to move up to a 75. So young guys like that, good talent like that, we definitely need to try to foster that. Perry Scott, he's going to improve to a 78 overall. Eric Campbell, he's got pretty good speed and acceleration for a lineman, but his strength was massive. So you got to love seeing that there. Now, Pierre Smith, 92 speed, 94 acceleration. That's what you want to see out of a defensive back. So as we're going through scouting a lot of these guys, you notice some of them are kind of increasing from their original, and that's one of the biggest factors for us. James Leonard, he moved up to a 71. So his catching numbers, his acceleration, speed, route running, all that is seeing that stuff improve. It shows me that they're going to be able to develop over time. And if you look at Jared Sampson, he increased by 7 over the complete scouting process. To become a 75 overall offensive lineman. So that's one of the things I really want to look for. Ooh, Josiah Chance drops to a 69 as an athlete. Not what you're looking for right there. But Andrew Bryant, he's going to be an interesting one if we can snag him. He's got some decent, what look like throwing capabilities, but also route running and speed. He has potential to be a good receiver for us. And so we have to keep that in mind right there. And that's one of the things I love about athletes. We can try to fit them in anywhere that their skill set really allows. You know what I'm saying? So that's really the best thing for us to kind of do. Now, Josiah Chance, he's obviously a bust. Fell to a 69 overall. His numbers don't look all that horrible for an athlete, but it's not something where he really sticks out where I think he could excel at a certain position based off his stats as they stand right now, right? So that's one of those things we are definitely going to have to look for kind of going forward. Now we're almost done with our recruiting points. Josh Jordan, we will go ahead and get him scouted. He's only 50% scouted right now. So he's going to be one of those guys we're going to have to keep an eye on. As we go through this season and recruiting. Maybe if we get him scouted to 100%, see what kind of increase he has, what kind of development potential we can have with him, the linebacker position. So keep an eye on it. Linebackers will be a position that we're going to need, if not this next season, the season after that. So can't get too easy with it. Now taking a look at our roster, y'all saw Holt was the starting quarterback. Birch is our starting running back. And here is our receiver core. Cutler with a 90 overall. Kyle Jones, 89, but he's got 96 speed. Great. 99 acceleration, 74 awareness. That's one of those stats that I think will allow us to stretch out the field, especially as we get this option offense kind of going again and kind of find our way this year through the gauntlet that is our college football season. So looking at the offensive line, we're going to have some struggles. It's one of those things I have a feeling. If you look, Freeman, he's our backup left tackle, but at guard, he's still an 82 overall. I normally wouldn't do this, but I think we can make some concessions here, and I'm going to move Freeman up. The way our team is set up on the offensive side with the speedy receivers to try to stretch the field some, the option offense, we need linemen that will be able to block. And that's what he gives us. Now, Franklin on the right side, he's going to be great at guard. Lawson, though, our right tackle, he is going to be a weak spot. But I think if we start moving our runs more to the left side and going up the middle on these options, it'll help us kind of avoid that weak area. Now, Ty Wilson is going to be returning. He was a backup last year. Armstrong is also a returning player. He was one of our big, not seniors, but one of our big game factors from the previous season. And so he is back with us. He's a redshirt junior, and I think he's looking to be set up for a pretty good year coming off the edge. Now, for linebackers, like I said, we're going to definitely need some as we kind of go. Middle linebacker, Andre Hayes, preseason All-American, 81 overall, 82 for his speed, 78 for strength. He's got a lot of what we need. Aaron Johnson is going to be coming off the edge in the linebacker spot, so I think we'll be pretty solid there. Defensive backs, not all that many highly rated, but the one thing I do like about them is they do have the speed. I know I've mentioned it before, but speed coming out defensive backs will definitely help cut down, I think, on a lot more big plays, especially ones going over the top. So, while they're not highly, like I said, we're going to lose out on interceptions. I have a feeling that's just going to happen this season. So, on offense, we got to take care of the ball, obviously. But defense, we've got to make sure that we're making the tackles and just not getting beat overhead. Turnovers, we'll take them whenever they come, but for the most part, that's going to be a pretty big fight to try to get turnovers. But as long as we're making those tackles and chasing guys down, not allowing big plays, I think we'll be pretty solid on the defensive side as well. So plenty of red here in Dallas today as we are going to get this season underway. Now, we are in week 1, what is also known in real life, basically, or considered as week 0 in college football. I wanted it like this so we could have, this. There's one other game going on this day, obviously, but I wanted it like this so we could have this day basically to us, a big top 20 matchup. Nebraska's rated higher than us for the most part. The overall, we're a lot closer than what I would think, but these are just ratings made by the game. Tech, we were number 5 last year. We beat the number 3 team to finish off the season, and they dropped us to number 19. So we don't get a whole lot of respect from the rankings in this game anyways. So I'm not going to take what they have right there as our offense and defense rating and the overalls and put too much stock into it, okay? I know what our guys can do. I know what Holt can do. Kyle Jones can do. I know what Chris Birch can do. I know what Anderson and our safety spot can do. Okay, we've got a lot of big guys who have played, a lot of good guys who have played in some big games last year, and we need to build on that and start trying to repeat that type of things this year. And why not start out with Nebraska? And this is actually going to be our opening drive as we have the ball already on the Nebraska side of the field after a great kick return. And Holt's going to hit Hunter Sparks, who made some big catches for us in those big games last season. And he'll pick up 10 yards on that first play on his first reception of the year. Now, Holt does get us a 1st and 10 at the 21. Not quite in the red zone, but he's going to come out in a pistol formation with 4 wide receivers. Holt, he hands it off to Birch up the middle. Birch, no one's going to touch him. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Red Raider Nation, get your guns up as we get on the board quick. And it seemed a little too easy. Not going to lie on that one. But we are on the board quick here in Dallas, taking on the Cornhuskers, an old former Big 12 foe. But they left just so they could get their butts kicked in the Big 10. And we have put up that first touchdown on them. There's still just under 9 minutes remaining in the first quarter. That was set up. We did have a great kick return that got us to the Nebraska side of the field. And then a few plays later, we're punching it in. Chris Birch, he's taken over. He says, don't worry about Brian Poole and what he did last season. This is my team now, and he's taking the reins. Now, our defense would hold Nebraska to a 3-and-out. And so on our next drive, we're moving again on the Husker side of the field. Birch gets 3 yards on that carry, and that gets us to the 32-yard line. If you notice, he's got 3 rushes for about 34 yards already, so just over 11 yards per rush on the afternoon. Now, 2nd and 7 from the 32. Holt's going to come out in a shotgun. 4 wide with Birch offset in the right side of the backfield. Holt has the snap. He's going to fire it quickly. It looks like he's trying to hit Kyle Jones there, but just could not come down with it. And that one will fall incomplete. And this brings up 3rd and 7 now. Here with just under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, the Red Raiders, we are leading the Cornhuskers 7-0 as we're on the second drive of the game. Holt now's got 3 receivers to his left, Cutler to his right, has a snap, fires it over. It's going to be caught. No, he dropped it. Cutler dropped it. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, 4th and 7. Now, I don't trust our field goal kicker. You know, he's not known for having the strongest leg, so 49 yards. Man, that is a little long for me to want to go with, right? So 4th and 7, we're on the 32. Let's say we, touchback or whatever, we're talking 12 yards. We're going to go for it here. Holt's going to be under center, 2 tight ends, has a snap, fires it. He's got Jones over the middle for 12 yards. No, 10 yards on that one, my mistake. For 10 yards, and that is going to be a big-time first down as this drive will stay alive now, as we are to the 23-yard line with a brand new set of downs. A hell of a 4th down conversion completed, pass completion right there. Now on 1st and 10, Holt in the shotgun. He does a little option, hands it off to Birch. Big hole to the left side, cuts it out. Chris Birch fighting forward, and he's brought down at about the 3-yard line after a 23-yard rush. He's got 54 yards rushing on the day already with only 4 carries. And he is running like a man possessed to start out this season. I'm telling you, he's trying to make everybody forget about what Brian Poole did last year. He's gunning for the record books. He's gunning for the glory. And now we have a 1st and goal. So Holt is going to come out in a shotgun formation, 2 tight ends to the right, fires it over the middle. Kyle Jones, he got it, but they're not going to give him the touchdown. Oh, they give him 3 yards on that one. So now we got a 2nd and goal, basically inches to go. I mean, I'm pretty sure the football is closer to the line than just, whole football length. So now 2nd and goal from the inch yard. Holt runs it up the middle. He's going to get in untouched for the touchdown. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Red Raider Nation, get your guns up. We have just taken a 2-score lead here in Dallas to start out this season. So we lead 14-0. Our defense has held up pretty well against this Cornhusker offense, but they are on the move, which you gotta have to expect that from the number 13 team in the nation. As they fire that one over the middle, John Gibbons makes a 12-yard reception, and he will come down at about the 18-yard line, it looks like, as the Huskers are driving, and they are in the red zone right now. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Red Raiders lead the Cornhuskers 14-0. But Nebraska Nation trying to change that. They're going to come out in a shotgun formation. 2 running backs and 3 receivers. As they hand it off to Bowling, going to the right side, and he's going to be brought down hard. A good group tackle with Andre Hayes leading the way as he brings them down for a 3-yard gain, and that brings up 2nd and 7 now here in this one. Huskers are on their second drive of the game. We scored on our first 2. They missed out on their first drive. So now they're coming out in a shotgun formation. 3 receivers. They send a man in motion. Quarterback has a snap. He's going to hand it off to Bowling to the right side, and he's stuffed once again. Chris Bowling, 2-yard loss on that one. John Smith comes through for the tackle. Off the edge from his defensive back spot. Makes a stop, and now we have a 3rd and 9 from the 17-yard line. This is a big-time stop for us here that we have got to make. And so we come out set. They have 4 wide in a shotgun formation. Looking over the field. Cunningham has a snap. He fires it to the right side. Jenkins just could not stay in bounds, could not keep his balance, and he'll go out after a gain of 9 yards, but that brings up 4th and 1. Matt Cunningham is 4 for 4 on the day with 52 yards for this Cornhusker offense, but too bad he didn't have 53. And so they will be forced to kick a field goal and take the points, and they will drive it right down the middle. 14-3 is the score here in Dallas after that field goal by the Nebraska offense. So now we're going to move on into the second quarter a little bit. We're about 6 minutes to go. The score is now 14-6 as Nebraska's trying to claw their way back in. But Holt on a play action drifts out to his right side, fires it, and that's knocked away. He's 5 of 11 on the afternoon for 47 yards. He's not. We cannot get careless with it. They have got it to within one score now. They scored in their last two. We've been forced to punt, and so we've got to get some momentum going back our way. And Chris Birch gets 9 yards right up the middle. He's got 94 yards now on 10 rushes this afternoon, plus the opening touchdown. And he's having a hell of a day so far. 5.5 minutes to go in the second quarter, already approaching the century mark on the ground. So 3rd and 1 is where we stand. Holt is going to be in a pistol formation as a snap option. He keeps it. He has some space to the right side, and Holt's going to go down after an 8-yard rush. But that's going to bring up a brand new set of downs for us, as we only needed 1, and he got 8. But we are also inside the red zone, ladies and gentlemen. So under 5 minutes to go, Holt in a shotgun formation, 3 receiver set. He's got both running backs in the backfield. Holt drops back. He's going to kind of scramble forward, breaks the tackle, avoids the sack, and kind of slides down and picks up 3 yards. And good thing he did go down. He avoided getting killed by that linebacker right there. As Holt picks up 3 yards, avoids the sack, keeps possession. 2nd and 7 here now at the 16. The score 14-6. Nebraska trying to claw our way back up, but we are trying to shut the door on them. Holt, shotgun formation, has a snap. They bring a blitz. We fire it over to Cutler, and he's going to come down with it. But he's only going to gain 3 yards. That's his first reception on the day. His first real action. He didn't have much last season. And so, hey, get the guy worked in a little bit at a time, all right? So 3rd and 4 is how we stand right now. As we come out with 4 wide receivers set, Holt is in the shotgun. He's got the snap. He scans over, rolling out to his right. He's got some space. Holt down the right sideline and runs out of bounds at about the 6 or 7 yard line. But he does pick up the first down, so now we have a goal-to-go situation and a few shots at it from the 7. Just about 3 minutes ago here in the second quarter, leading 14-6, Holt comes out with 2 tight ends and under center, has a snap, fires it over the middle. Cutler's going to make the catch, and they're going to bring him down. This time they call it only 6 yards. It should have been 7. Mark Cutler gets 6 yards, and they plant that ball at the 1 yard line now. As we come out with it in a shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers, we spread them out wide. Holt takes the option himself, and he'll run that one in for a touchdown from 1 yard out, his second touchdown on the ground today, as Holt helps extend our lead now to 21-6. So here we are with 2 minutes remaining basically in the second quarter. We are leading by 15 points. Nebraska, they come out in a pistol formation. A little bit of play action. Cunningham rolls to his right, and Hayes is finally going to bring him down after a gain of about 9 yards right there. Cunningham's had 25 yards on the ground. They don't run a whole lot of option, so he really only runs whenever he absolutely has to. But we do have to keep an eye on it because he does have enough capability at least. So 2nd and 1 for the Cornhuskers as they come out at the 35. Cunningham, play action, fires it over the middle to Gibbons, and Gibbons is going to come down with it after a gain of 10 yards. That was his second reception on the day. Cunningham is 6 of 6 for 71 yards. Has not thrown one incompletion yet. We're almost through the first half. Then again, he hasn't thrown a whole lot of passes either. We've kept them off the field quite a bit. So 1st and 10. Cunningham drops back, fires. He's got Dawson down the sideline. We let him go. Franklin chasing him and unable to bring him down as DeMarcus Dawson, 56 yards from Cunningham. And they are right back in this damn game. 21 to what's going to be 13. And he just got around Lawrence. We had to be careful on that. Lawrence played great for us last year, made some big interceptions at the end of the season. But that one, he just let his man go, was not paying attention. There's no safety help over top, and they get the big play for a touchdown. 21-13 is how the first half would end. So here we are, about 8 minutes to go in the third quarter with the same score, 21-13. We do start out with the ball. And so Holt, on an option keeper, runs it up the middle and picks up about 7 yards. looks like we're trying to be a little bit more methodical with our drive. Um, I love the big plays, but the downside is the other team has a lot of time to have possession of the ball, right? So let's limit their offense on the field. Let's hammer this home and wear this team down and just basically make them quit on themselves. So 2nd and 3. Holt is going to be in a pistol formation now, 4 wide. He has the snap, scans over the field, fires it to the right side. He's got Rivas, who returned from last season. Zach Rivas picks up 12 yards on that reception. He's got 31 receiving yards on the day as we are now down to the 25-yard line. And so here we go. 1st and 10 from the 25. Holt comes out in a shotgun formation, 3 receivers, 2 running backs in the backfield. And about 7 minutes ago, he finally gets a snap off and fires it. He's got Kyle Jones to the left side on the out pattern. That was probably a semi-stupid pass to throw, I'll say that. But he does make it, and we do get the first down. So now we have a 1st and 10 from the 13. Getting set under 7 minutes to go in the third. This has been about a 3-minute drive so far to start this second half with the 8-point lead, 21-13. As Holt comes out in the pistol formation, hands it off to Kennedy, tries to give him an option to carry it. You know, hoping to fool them. They were not fooled on that one at all. Nebraska stops him for no gain on that play. So 2nd and 10 from the 14, or really 13.5-yard line is where we stand right now. Holt is going to be in a pistol formation, 3 receivers to the left. He runs the option. He's going to keep it up the middle. Dominic Holt brought down at about the 4-yard line. 9-yard rush on that one as he's got 69 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns this afternoon. And that brings up a big 3rd-and-1 here coming up from the 4. This is our opening drive. We're 3 for 5 on 3rd down. We need a conversion here and a score, and that'll really start to help us put this game away a little bit. So we hand it off to Birch, who's going to get up the middle for 2 yards, kind of stumbled over his own feet and ran into his own lineman, but that will give us a 1st-and-goal. He's now got 12 carries for 109 yards on the day. So 1st-and-goal from the 2, 5 minutes remaining in the third, still leading by 8. As Holt comes out in a shotgun formation, 3 receivers to his right, spreading them out wide. Holt, a little bit of play action, and he's going to fire it over to the right side and almost intercepted. That was a stupid pass to throw. Holt, 13 of 20 for 125 yards, really trying to, supplant himself as a passing quarterback, but we cannot make stupid throws like that. So 2nd-and-goal now here from about the 2-yard line. Holt has a snap. Rolls out to his right, fires that one over. He had the man open, he just couldn't put the ball on him. And still, once again, thankfully it was not intercepted. So 3rd-and-goal now is where we stand from the 2. The clock has stopped, so we're at just over 4.5 minutes to go in the third. Holt, shotgun formation, hands it off to Birch up the middle. Birch is going to get stumbled. He trips over his own lineman. And that's going to bring up 4th-and-goal. And I'm not going to push our luck. We are going to kick a field goal on this one. I know our kicker's leg strength, Harris, is good enough to make this field goal. And he does boot it through to extend our lead now to 2 scores, 24-13. As we did stop Nebraska on their next drive and force them to punt it away to us. And so here we come out on our ensuing drive. Holt on a play action finds Coley off to the left side, who's battling forward. Brian Coley, 9-yard reception. Coming out of the fullback spot, you wouldn't really expect him to catch it all that much. But he gets out in that open space and picks up 9 tough yards for us. All the way to our 46-yard line. Now after that, 2nd-and-1. Holt is going to be in a shotgun formation. 3 receivers to the right. Hands it to Birch going left. Cuts it back up the middle. Chris Birch, fighting forward, goes down after a gain of 9 yards himself. He's got 14 rushes and 118 yards so far on the afternoon. As now 1st-and-10, this time on the Cornhuskers side of the field at their 46-yard line. We comes out and gets set. We're going to be in a shotgun formation, 3 receivers to the right. Kyle Jones to the left side. Holt, he's going to eyeball the field. He sees he's got space, fires it deep. He's got his man Rivas down the field to the 9-yard line. What a pass from Holt to Rivas as he just got that extra space that he needed and he dropped it in there. Yeah, that's one thing we saw in the Sugar Bowl and the Big 12 championship last year is Holt's ability to throw that deep ball. He read it perfectly and dropped it in. Revis with a big time reception, and they're going to mark us down at the 10, but still a goal to go situation here as we try to maybe put this one out of reach for the Cornhuskers. As we come out first and goal under center, play action to Birch. Holt stands tall, rolls to his right, and fires it over. He had his header tight in there in the flat, but trying to make that pass on the run, just could not complete it. And so it does fall incomplete as we have a second and goal now here from the 10-yard line. Holt's going to come out in a shotgun formation once again. 3 receivers. Nope, pistol formation. 3 receivers, 2 running back. He sends Birch in motion. Holt fires it over the middle. He's got Cutler. Touchdown Tech. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Red Raider Nation, get your guns up. Mark Cutler, the first receiving touchdown of his career. Hopefully of many. Hopefully we're saying Holt to Cutler all season long, as that one will extend our lead now 31-13. But we cannot rest easy, ladies and gentlemen. Nebraska has come back quick, and in fact, here to start out the fourth quarter, they are on about our 10-yard line, and they hand it off to Bowling up the middle, who's kind of starting to find some space. He's got 13 rushes for 47 yards, a lot more than what he had in the first half, and he gets it down to the 1. So now they have a second and goal. The score is 31-13, so we do lead by 3 scores, but we cannot rest too much as they hand it off to Isaac Davis, who's going to punch it into the end zone. And it's going to be 31-19 right now. Davis powered forward. He only needed a yard, but man, we made that a little bit too easy for him to get. Robinson could have tried to tackle him, but just really bounced off of him in the end. And it looks like they are going to go for the 2-point conversion to try to make this a 10-point ball game. I'm not sure I agree. I think you kick the field goal. You have a 2-score ball game either way, 10 points or 11. But they're going to go for it now. And so here we go. Cunningham has a snap. We get pressure on him. Wilson's going to bring him down. Matt Cunningham sacked for a loss of 6 yards. This game will remain at 31-19. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. As we start cutting through them on that one. And they will have to kick the ball off to us as we will come back on offense. And Holt, with a lot of space on the right side, he goes running down the sideline. He's at the 10 and runs out of bounds after a gain of 26 yards. Dominic Holt, now with that rush, has 102 yards on the day and 2 touchdowns. Still just about 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. We have a 12-point lead. And Nebraska just showed how quickly they can go down the field on us, right? So we've got to be careful. We've got to get something. We cannot just let them take all momentum from us. I've seen that happen, and losses come too often. So here we are in a pistol formation. 2 backs with us. Holt has the snap, fires it over to the right side. Hunter Sparks actually made the catch in double coverage. Hunter Sparks comes down with it after a gain of 10 yards. He's got 59 receiving yards on 5 catches here this afternoon, and that brings up 2nd and inches from the 1-yard line. Holt is 18 for 28 with 202 yards and a touchdown on the day. Now Holt, he's going to run a little bit of play action, rolling out to his right side, fires it over, and he's got his man. Oh, no, we dropped it. You've got to be kidding me. We dropped that touchdown. Now that's going to bring up 3rd and inches here. Just over 6 minutes ago, Holt in a shotgun formation, 3 receiver set, has a snap, fires it over the middle. Kyle Jones, touchdown Tech. Oh my goodness. Oh baby, oh baby. Get your guns up, Red Raider Nation, as we have just extended this lead out to 38-19. We have doubled them up in this one, but it's still not over. All right, there's still just about 6 minutes left, and there's a lot of football and college football time, especially when you're giving up big plays like that down the sideline. Oh, man, Brian Thompson for the Cornhuskers runs a beautiful route. Give him credit where credit is due. He ran a beautiful route and made the throw. Cunningham, absolutely perfect throw, and they make the catch, and then down the sideline he goes. But there's something to be said about that speed that we had to catch him. Last year, that probably would have been a touchdown, but this year we've got the speed, and so we were able to get him stopped, and now 1st and 10. So, It's a bend but don't break mindset, so take what you get. And on that one, Bolin runs a man over, and he's to the corner, and he's finally pushed out after a gain of 13 yards. Oh, wow. Bolin lowers the shoulder and brings the lumber to the yard to our defensive backs. He just pushed him off. And so now here they come out, 1st and goal. They're going to hand it up the middle to Bolin, who bounces off a man and stiff arms Hayes, who's not able to bring him down, and Chris Bolin will get a touchdown. That's going to make it 38-25 right now. 38-25. Nebraska trying to come back. They go 4 plays and 73 yards in just over 46 seconds. So I'm saying 5 minutes is a long time. And they will kick the extra point, so it's back to a 12-point ball game, 38-26. Now that would be the final score. They would get no more points. We would be able to drive down and just maintain possession. And so, what a great start for these guys. We have some holes that we definitely need to patch up. But overall, a great start to the season, beating a top 15 team here in a big-time, prime-time game. Up in Dallas, Texas, at Jerry's World, at the Death Star, as we call it. And so, like I said, holes right there. Lawrence letting the guy get past him. But hey, chasing him down. He doesn't get him out of the end zone this time, but hey, the other play he did. We got him before he got to the end zone when it mattered the most. And so, great game by this team. We'll patch up the mistakes going into the next game. So with that in mind, hit the subscribe button if you have not already. And if you did like today's video, definitely give us a thumbs up, as it really does help out the channel. And we really appreciate everything that y'all do for us here at Champ and Sons. So we're going to move on to the next week, which we will see in the next episode as we take on our old team, Tennessee. A few years removed, 2 years after they whooped us, my first year here with Tech. But we're going to be back in Knoxville to try to take them out. And I will see y'all in that episode, everybody. So stay safe, and well, y'all know how it goes by now, right? Later, y'all.